Hello and welcome to Team Fortress TV. It's Admirable, it's Ips, and it's John. We're here for the ETF2L Season 17 powered by TT eSports Premiership Qualifiers. First match in our three-way round robin of death is going to be Fenneks eSports versus Lethal Weapon. The reason I'm rushing through it is because they want to start in the next 2 minutes. We finally got a relay up. Ips, are you ready?
Haha, rushing through it. I see what you did there. Seeing Fenneks playing against that Russian team tonight. Yeah, I'm glad I'm here. I'm looking forward to a lot of awesome TF2. 3 times goalie wash, as far as I remember, if that's right.
Yeah.
Hope to see Lethal Weapon playing a lot of crit streak tonight. GDK obviously really known for his crit streak plays. Skeech will know that mastermind that he is, so we definitely in for a treat maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I can give you some insight from the entirety of the Premiership, if you like. Over the last few days, I've been collecting votes for the upcoming TFTV Zowie Invitational number 2 for the seedings, and everybody in the Premiership rated Deserto and Fenneks as Deserto as the worst team and Fenneks as the second worst team, and Lethal Weapon were in there as the third worst team. So according to your peers, the running should be that Lethal Weapon go through here, Fenneks will finish second, and Deserto will be last. How does that stand with your insight?
I think that's pretty correct. Like, the map suits the game style of the Russians. I've played them with my team on this map when they tried to play crits. We knew how to counter it with, like, being even more aggressive than them and, like, just destroying their crits every time they would crits on us. But I don't know if Fenneks has the cohesion and the team play to actually pull it off. Like, they can't just have, like, 1 or 2 people going aggressive on the crits combo that will just be expected. So they have to really have good team play to make this work.
Yeah, I think the fact that it's best of one in this round robin stage could, although the Premiership teams voted, like I said, and they separated them out, there is still a chance of an upset here, and that's why we're here to cast these games. I've heard one team ready up. Skeet said they were pretty adamant they were going to start soon. Of course, this is running to a fairly tight schedule. It looks like we're going to go live, Ips.
Yeah.
I can see both medics running that standard medigun, no crits Krieg play just yet from the Russians. They're going to wait until they're behind. They're confident, I guess. I'm watching GDK roll out. Choke. He hits it nicely. Going to pick up that med pack and now starts to spam big door blind, and he's put a lot of damage onto the combo, making them hesitate a little bit. And now Skeech has made it, and he's going to move up on the elbow. First frag goes from the Stig onto GDK, but it is actually the Russians who are losing most of the frags here, as Sickles just walks forward and puts out tons of damage onto his fellow countrymen.
Yeah, exactly. I think we maybe haven't talked about Sickles enough in the pre-game here in the little chat we had before, because I mean, he has the same kind of attitude towards playing Demoman on his map as GDK probably has, so they know what they're going to do against each other. And I don't know if you saw that, but Shadowburn here, the roamer for the Russians, didn't really creative play. It was really fast on the left side, jumping onto the fence on the far left, spamming the combo as they came through the big door, but also trading a lot of damage initially. And that's like a little Uber trade. Look at the Uber trade in main. They got forced there.
It's not even a trade. It's not even a trade as Fenneks pushed down Riverside. They've just popped in. They're going to lead with Scout here. It's the Stig, aka Delzik, taking out GDK. And that point is wide open. No sticks there. Skeech is making a play for it, but there's a soldier in his back. Skeech goes down. And it looks like Dicker is going to survive this one. Forsaken are trying to clean it up, but it's tough, Ips.
Yeah, it's a very tough situation for Forsaken right now. But they're going to pull it off. And Kalari's in main. Kalari against GDK. Let's see what GDK is smart. He will just go behind point. Yeah. Very well played. Slight mistake by Fenneks, right? They had full Uber advantage, and Skeech idea probably was to just go for frags. But in the end, you need a point play to make the people like be in the same position and take the same damage. And the Russians just scattered across the last point to not take the same damage. So that was a misplay by Fenneks in the end.
Yeah, I totally agree. It was sort of positional. Like you said, either had to go for the point or else just get up top and actually finish the Uber in some sort of decent spot. But is this a pause?
A pause, yeah. Want to point out that Yangpai is on heavy at the moment for the defense. Obviously, they have huge disadvantage on the Ubers, so it's a good decision as well. And you can see that he's on the point already, because they probably expect the off-classer to play for the half-cap point, like a spy or a backhabit from a scout through water. So there's heavy on it with 300 HP at the moment, but I guess he's going to get buffed soon. And 8 stickies, like you can see all 8 stickies being on the point. So I don't know what's going to happen in the next 1.5 minutes here until the actual pause happens, but I would expect, if they do it like this, I wouldn't expect Fenneks to make a point play now, but actually try to pick off the people that are, you know, the demo's not going to deny them any space coming into the last point, so they can work with that if they figure out that he's just controlling the point. Just comes down to them actually scouting that.
One thing I want to mention, I know we rushed into this cast with the slight delay, but there's been a few roster changes there at Fenneks eSports. Mind had been playing Soldier for them on Pocket. Although he was a trial, he has been let go or decided to leave, I'm not sure which, after they lost the game to AO Girl. And they brought in Clar here, so he's probably on a sort of trial as well. An important game for him, I guess. And in terms of the scouts, which one is which? Is Garbage Delzik or is Garbage DF18? Have you got either of those guys on friends?
If they want to be in Premiership, they should not have fake nick like this if the rule is not to fake nick, y'all.
Yeah, that is very true. Not showing any sort of Premiership credentials right now.
One soldier playing water. Look at him. That's the guy pulling water. That dude is actually coming into the point and they're just rushing for the point. Look at that. What are they trying to achieve? Now they're going for the demo man that had the stickies on the point, but I think it's going to be too late. Another very big misplay by Fenneks. I don't know what they tried to achieve. I think they wanted to get that heavy off the point, but it took him so long that they forgot the demo was still being one of the point holders, or like the goalkeeper, if you want to call it like this, in that scenario. So they completely forgot about him. He got like 2 frags.
At the point they pushed in, I think they had a slight advantage. Maybe they forced White Glow back and then decided to try and play the point when they went in spawn, but didn't account for that demo man.
Yeah, no one, like the demo man GDK didn't stick off the rotation when the...
He comes in for the force there, jumped up the drop down onto White Glow. He will sacrifice himself to give his team a fighting chance in the Uber battle. It's only a 30% advantage, but that could be significant if Skeege is in control and getting his team to build. They can push right on the dot there and maybe get lucky against these Russians.
And now this is what I don't understand, because they could still push. You can see that there's a technical issue, whatever, they're waiting for each other, but there's no Uber on any side, and the Russians are really not pushing. They're not confident in pushing at the moment. Or is that because of the technical issue that occurred? HUD is gone. Oh, someone is mad because the HUD is gone. You know, that has been like a problem lately. So Fenneks is pushing to choke with a lot of people. Look at that. And Shadowbone will try to force maybe. Oh, they're wrapping around. Look at that play. Very smart. But they lost the medic. Now we got the medic. Oh, not so good in the end. And Shadowbone is going to be in a one-on-one situation with a scout. Will he win it? He backs off into main. And in the meantime, mids, Ubers get forced by the Russians. They force Skeege this year, so it's all equal again for now. But I think Team Red will end up with the better trades here. Yeah, very messy, very messy.
I mean, I know that feeling. White Glow was like really trying to encourage his team to do the wraparound. Like, it was very time sensitive, and he was actually running into the big door first in front of everyone else, and Kalari was just like waiting there. He was like, "Whoa, has Christmas come early? Free medic pick, hello."
That was weird. And he had 2 soldiers behind him, so they probably were really stunned by that decision making as well. They were like, "Oh, why don't you just wait for us to go first?" So that's I don't know, maybe the nerves. You know, it's a lot on the line. It's the shot for Premiership. So look at Fenneks. They're pushing into Victor here right now. It's a really tough situation to play in. You need a lot of good coordinated spam. Look on that soldier. They're just spamming the soldiers and the demo out with the stickies, but Sickness gets taken off by good aggression by MSH from lower, and Skeege is on 96 HP and gets 96% and gets picked off. Skeege is going to be so furious about this. Yeah. He hates that.
GDK had already put in a ton of damage, and then just MSH coming in, the Messiah from the lower got that demo pick, and there was nothing Fenneks could do to just stop all those blue players pouring forward. There's a Sickless only man alive. He's decided to sticky the point there. He's putting it all on a big point sticky trap. He's got a few on the pillar. Where's the rest? I see 4.
Yeah,
in the cone.
Yeah,
no,
the cone trap.
Oh, the stickies have been spotted, but here comes a bomb from Clar this time. Actually, Pocket goes in, gets the force, and only 1 frag really easily available here for the Russians. I think Fenneks will be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, this is so far, the soldiers that go out for the force always find the force is really weird. Like, it's either Skeech dying on 96 or getting force, or it's Whiteglow getting force or dying somewhere stupidly. So that game, because of that, turns into a bit of a stalemate, like a stalemate game all the time, you know? People are just holding off in choke points, trying to work the uber advantage of like barely 35% all the time. So I hope we don't see that too long. I really hope to see the crits at one point.
Yeah, you said earlier that this is a high-stakes game, and one thing that makes it even more intense is that every round counts here. Quite often, you know, a round robin could end in a tie, and if it comes to that, teams will be separated by the rounds they've scored. Oh, yeah. There's actually a soldier there on stairs. Forsaken spots the lobby push, and Skeech has called his team back. He said, you know, we haven't found the frags here, we've been spotted, time to move back and defend. Good
decision. They also have a heavy on last, so that guy will get buffed now any second. Don't know, Skeech's not really doing it. Now he's buffing him. What is that? Well, maybe we're going to see some off classes. If Team Blue is now going to take that Uber trade after losing 2 soldiers, it's going to be like not a good Uber trade for them. They're obviously outnumbered, and there's the Uber trade coming in. Already a lot of point control, a lot of area control by Team Red. So that was poor play by the soldiers down last. Don't know what the goal was. I think they were a bit afraid of that.
I think it was a suicide. It was a suicide strategy. They were just hoping Skeech would bomb and think that Whiteglow was committing to the push.
Oh, look at the heavy! Forsaken! Oh, beautiful. Oh, gets 3. Awesome. Completely outmaneuvering the enemy. They didn't expect the Russians to be aggressive there with a fully buffed heavy, and that was awesome. Whiteglow going down again. That's what I've been talking about. But they can push with that no matter what. Like, there's a back cap going on, but if they push fast enough, that's going to be their point, and they're stacking it, so yeah. Good play by Forsaken there. Nice off-classing. Very creative play. I don't know. What's good? Caught him off guard.
Yeah. I think as well, Fenneks should have just been happy to have pushed out and capped second. That should have been where they draw the line, go back and take a defensive position. But they were sort of just standing at choke without even stickies or anything there.
Watch that Shadow burn this mid, please.
Oh, I will. He's hit that sick roll. Like, does the run slide there. And he isn't doing much damage, but
exactly.
He picks up the kit, survives, and now he's going to bomb in. They're really putting pressure onto the red choke here. Skeech is back, unable to heal his Demo Man, and Sickless will go down far as well, out of the range of the heals. But it looks like the scouts of Fenneks have just annihilated everybody on the point there.
And it was exactly like this the last time. I love these creative rollouts. I think Shadowburn, if he goes places in terms of like learning a bit to common English, he will be a great soldier in the future. But to do the same stuff over and over again is not as necessarily going to work out. Like, I don't think he was a big threat there for the enemy. What's going on?
Skeech has crits.
Yeah. But he always trades a lot of damage initially on the mids, and you saw when he said he's not doing much at the moment, that would have been the time where he had to initiate over the point to make room for his team, and that never happened. So it's a bit of a misconception maybe of the roamer play on Gully Rush. Let's see how they use the grids.
Do the Russians know? Have they spotted it out? Do they have any inkling here? There's a sticky trap right. Skeech is about to walk past 6! He walks back again! What the hell?
They're critsing in. Can't find frags. They can't find frags.
It's pretty ineffective, but they actually lost a player themselves and didn't get a single frag with that crit. MSH was low, 100%. But it's gone back to spawn.
Whiteglow has it. Forsaken is checking Riverside right now. Not checking the pipe of Riverside, but there's no one hiding, so it's all cool. MSH, though, on the other end, checks the pipe. And they see Fenneks being set up on the balcony here. They get forced again. I don't know what is going on with these pockets just being able to force. GDK now a lot of pressure, 14 HP, going down to that scout here. That scout buys a lot of time, and they can't get out of last because of that. Whiteglow going down actually in lobby as well to a sticky of Sickless, so it's really messy right now. Really messy in terms of keeping the medics alive.
We saw a spy play there from Garbage as well, but he was spotted out in the lobby, and Messiah, MSH will take him down. Skeech with crits again.
Oh, and the point play comes in, so that's gonna be awesome. Very, very surgical play. They're just going on the point and then critting it. Obviously, easier frags than having to hunt on their own, having to hunt them down on their own.
Yeah, you know, Clary is a player who doesn't really get any respect. I often slate him when I'm talking to Skeech, but Skeech says he's able to make things happen on the flank, and we've seen him with the bombs, and they're making that point play. He clearly has some sort of brain. Onto this middle though, and it is going to be crits again for Skeech. He's going Russian on the Russians. Both teams very standoffish this time. First bombing comes from Forsaken with that buff, but he has been shut down, and 4 of his team have died. Where are these frags coming from?
We really should focus on that on another mid. It really comes down to Shadowburn not initiating aggression on mid. He just got picked off by Cyclist, who was in his own choke, and you know that they came up on the right side, like in front of the Russians' choke, and Cyclist was still in there, so he picked off Shadowburn just like this. So Forsaken as the pocket had to initiate, and that's always an uncomfortable situation. Crits again on Skeech, they know what's up, look at that. They want to beat them with their own medicine here. And crits on the soldier. It's not connecting, but they have a point play, so they find a lot of frags. Yeah, that was you could call that a good distraction, but it could have gone a whole different way. That was really risky to do that in my eyes. Look at Shadowburn, please, this mid, and tell me what you think.
Somebody needs to watch these Fenneks scouts as well, because they seem to be the ones cleaning up. I'm not sure who's doing the damage.
They have too much time though. Look, that again was the same jump to the left. He goes there to the left side, and now there's no initiation. Like, point pressing of Fenneks, times 4, times 6. Now he actually finds a frag on the Demoman, which is good. It's the first time that actually happened. So I don't know, maybe he redeemed himself now. But they really bait Fenneks maybe on the point to then pick him off there, and this little, like, the point itself is a little choke point on the left and right, you know, on the cap point, and they want to have him there, so Fenneks maybe getting a bit too over-aggressive on the point, just standing on it.
I was sort of watching the aerial POV there, and just the position of the Russians was very defensive, just a big straight line along the blue side, scouts spread out, although one of them did get focused down, they managed to keep the Skeege's scout combo back. Where is this defensive crit screen going to be played from? They are sitting way up top here on the balcony.
Yeah. They have eyes into choke. They are spotted now in choke, so the crits will come off any second. Cyclist is ready. He's going to get crits now any second. Watch that. And boom, finds the Demo Man. And the Uber's popped off, so if GDK stays, Cyclist stays alive here, and he will stay alive. Oh, finds both scouts! Oh my god, they just run behind the Uber, think they're safe, but they're not. Beautiful frags by Cyclist. That is really, really well played, and a really misplay by the scouts of the Russians here. Lethal Weapon just throwing their lives in there just that carelessly. That really was like one of those moments where someone just didn't focus.
They thought it was over, you know, they'd heard the call of the crits a while ago, and they were like, surely it's over now, but it was the full crits on Cyclist lasted the full 8 seconds there, and they got caught just in the dying seconds, I think.
Yeah.
GDK on last, kind of sticking up Riverside there, and that seems to be where Skeege is coming from.
Yeah. They're going to crits with Cyclist again, just long range, trying to tag people as long as possible, as much as possible, and now they're baiting people to jump them. They can't really find a lot of frags. They found one frag on the Pyro. GDK, meanwhile, finds 2 frags on the on Skeech's team here right now. Shadowburn really weak in last, but look at that. I mean, that's really weird. They're not good with the aggression crits, like being the aggressive part in their crit play, and maybe they like to play passive with that. I don't know.
I feel like it's too many players at Riverside. Oh.
Kalari, can you make it work? He's going for the Soldier one, but he wouldn't have had the time to cap it anyway. So yeah, nice try anyway.
Skeege still running that crits Krieg, and he's at a disadvantage here because White Glow has 100% overcharge. They've gone drop down. They're going to try and avoid all the spam that you can often take going through choke, and they're thinking of going for the wrap around, but they do in fact go up elbow. They're going to make sure they cap middle. They know as long as they have Uber and see the crits coming, they're in a winning situation here, but it's always a gamble.
Cyclist is main with crits. Cyclist is ready with the crits, and again he gets the scout, and 2 frags for them right now. GDK is going to get sacrificed in main here, surely. Yeah, to keep Skeech alive. That's a good trade-off. They can keep the last point if they have nice spam in main right now. GDK actually finding... Did I say GDK gets sacrificed? Cyclist gets sacrificed, I'm sorry. GDK finding 2 frags. That's very important right now. Just having little spam fights, trying to take that scout. Do you see Garbage? I don't know who that is. He's 40 HP, so they will focus him now. Scout is focusing him, not hitting his shots though, not hitting him a single time, so they will have to back out.
Yeah, that could have been a pick there for a second. Garbage wasn't really playing around his medic, but he did manage to survive that one. He will live to fight another day. Crits Krieg for Skeege at 60%. He's 30% ahead of the Uber White Glow.
Spy on Forsaken. He's in main right now, just walking into the sneaky, or shadow, or whatever you want to call it.
He needs noise.
Actually, he's just disguised as a scout. Have they found him? He's using the dummy. Yeah, they found him.
Yeah, they heard him.
Yeah, you can't disguise or uncloak underneath the combo there. They will find out. So usual. Crits again. Yeah, they try to get that off now. They want to get that crits out of the equations or the Ubers out of the equation. They will not be able to. They maybe can get this point for free, but the Russians' lethal weapon, they will contest this, and there they come. They have the charge ready. So nice spam will now maybe force them. Ski should not back off with his guys here, with his companions too much. They should try to force, but they're really passive right now. And Kalari comes in, there he is. Gets completely annihilated by like 4 members. And I saw a heavy on Forsaken here. So that guy, he wants to get the off-class award before the season even started.
Pocket heavy, and looks like they're going to lead with the Scout and Demo here. They're fearful of the Pyro, but there is no Pyro on the field. Scout is straight in here, putting big meat shots in, but it's Shibburn who picks up the frags, jumping in from Riverside with the coordination there. Got Kalari and Klar.
And you can tell the Scout here, I think it was Yang Pai, he was hesitant to go on to the point with that Uber, called for a flash from Whiteclaw because he spotted a fully buffed heavy behind it, and he actually managed to get that heavy, like just running Uber through 8 stickies. Take me to me.
As it stands here in the middle, it's 2-2 with 12 minutes left on the clock. It's going to be a right-hand side rollout from Fenneks. They're trying to bring up their demo man, everybody, but Shadowburn's gone behind. He's at least put a little bit of hurt on the skis. He's down to 100 health, but the rest of Russia are either dead or out of there. Whiteclaw went down. I didn't even see who killed him.
I'm getting a bit frustrated with that at the moment because he's always just trying the same like scoop over the middle pole there into the left side or onto that fence on the left. So there has to be some more to his Roamer plays than this one jump on Gullywash at the moment. He's really predictable. They're not even going for him anymore. They just leave him there because his rockets do like 30 damage off the distance, and yeah, 1 mid so far. He got a frag, but there has to be more crits on Skeech again. Look at that guy.
I think we should be honest with the audience and tell them that we're actually Shadowburn fanboys, but we'll try and watch a few other players on the next minute.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, here comes that crits. It's a pop on the demo man. Sickness can't find anybody with the first 2 stickies, and the crits has just faded. Pyro's going to deny as well. He will get that demo man pick. Whips out the extinguisher.
Garbage is in Riverside. Why doesn't he just stay there? Yeah, he was in a good position. No one spotted him going into water in the Riverside, and he thought he should just go for that fully buffed soldier. So that was unfortunate. Whiteclaw actually having charge now in second, and Skeech survives these crit situations, right? Like, he always can just recycle, now down mid with 80%, so I don't know, there seems to be, we're in for the
Kalari on drop down as well.
Yeah.
Kalari's going to jump up behind, he's got an option here, he can go for the force.
Forced.
And he has an option to backcap as well if he wants to. Going to wait around choke, takes the kit, and
it's
waits
really
for his...
good. They're sandwich right now. If they can push back in, if Fenneks can actually get in, and Skeech is calling to get back in, and now the sandwich is coming in. Nice frags by Kalari. Look at the damage. GDK down to 10 HP because of him, and that was really well orchestrated there by the team. Kalari calling that he's behind, and they waited for each other. You know, a lot of teams then they rush a bit to block the point and make like the mistake to get picked off one by one, but that was really good that they almost waited until it was capped, so the Russians maybe didn't even expect that push anymore. 80% on the crits on Skeech right now. Will they go non-Ubers?
Oh, look at Sickness, he's shutting down the spawn side. 4 players come out and he that damage, he finishes them off with the pipes. There's scouts to the point, and that's going to be 3-2 there in favour of Fenneks.
You want to watch the Fenneks, yeah? The Fenneks, as you say, are the...
Klar actually is the one who killed the combo last time, so I'm going to watch Klar. You watch the Fenneks scouts, because I know you hate Klar. Alright. You tell me what's happening with them scouts.
One scout is just straight up going for the point, one on the left side on the roof, so they're playing on the left hand side. The demo will go up there maybe after a couple of spam pipes. You know, they're really just playing in Valley. Look at Sickness and Skeech, they're playing so safe in Valley. Reminds me a lot of how what were they called? Chocolate Factory played last season. Burn behind them on Skeech, yeah, but too low. So they're playing really safe in Valley. The scouts are really doing. You can say they're putting. Oh, Jank found the point. Oh, can he do anything? 29 HP against the shotgun of Klar. Not really. Even Klar's going to hit that shot. So yeah, the scouts are really separate from the heals, but they're still doing a lot of work. Like, they win the mids, just simply because they make themselves targets for the soldiers and the demo to spam.
Yeah, I think you're right, because it just seemed like Six was happy to play on the floor there, spam up, and help the scouts out. And Klar waited and eventually jumped in. and finished off a lot of those weak players. His shotgun aim was just on point, hit every shot, killed about 3 guys there, but this Uber trade that's just happened was not as impressive as that. There's Sickness getting caught out.
And now Clark gets no support, really finds Forsaken, that was really good, but he could have used more support there in the choke point by his assault partner. Oh! Shadowburn gets him with the skill stick, gets Kalari with the kill stick. So yeah, losing the demo there and that Uber trade was unfortunate, but if Kalari and Klar would have had better synergy, they could have held that choke easily with 2 rocket spam at a time. So yeah, it was just a bit of team play lacking, really. Not too bad at the moment though, because they're still at last and they can hold on to this Uber versus non-Uber if they know how to do it. And they have a heavy up, so that's good. Pyro as well on the stick. They're coming in from lower, the Russians coming in from lower, and they're pretty uncontested. Already finding a frag. It's 5 against 6 at the moment, but GDK finds frag together with Forsaken. Sickness at the same time gets MSH, so the heavy is still up. He's 100 HP, and the frags don't really come into the Russians' favor. It took them too long to, like, I saw the scouts of Lethal Weapon going for Skeech that was not even close to the charge, and it took him too long to get that guy down, so the focus fire was really off there.
Yeah, I mean, every shot you put into the medic there is like a shot you don't have to kill the people who could actually kill you.
The Merlin concept.
Exactly, eat those shots for the benefit of your team.
Forsaken again with that heavy play, look at that.
Tries
but
to
he will get
cancel
taken
guard
down
this time, but they're wise to it, man. The stickies were there and the spam as well.
Sickless though on 25 HP, so I don't know if they know that Fenneks is not really with the demo man on mid at the moment, but they're back out. Fenneks playing it strong, not showing them that Sickless is not with them. Sickless now coming into mid after being so weak, and they just muscled them out there, really.
Yeah, the Uber battle is neck and neck right here. There's a 2% difference in favour of Skeeds, but that won't count for much. Both teams will have charge here when they eventually do face off, but as it stands, with 6 minutes left on the clock, I think Fenneks are perfect within the rights to hold here if they so choose. They could just sit back and allow the Russians to figure out that, uh-oh, we need to push this as a best of 1 if we want it.
They will do that. They will kill some time. I think Skeech is that kind of a player. It's not a bad player, it's perfectly fine, it's competition, and he would make that call. So the Russians want to break that, they want to get that Ubers out. It's a multi-charge on both teams. Roamers are fighting each other in the flank. The scouts and the Roamers actually trying to get into Victor here, trying to find that frags, and you see that the Victor, the flank there of the Russians is really weak. So the main battle, Clark finding MSH, so MSH giving himself away there, Clark actually taking down the heavy as well, so they can push if they want now. Heal up again and then they push on that.
There's too many people there around choke, like they're just making it hard for the medic to heal, and you can't really push with the heavy like that. It's fine for defense, but he's just too easy to focus down there. Right now the Russians are holding on for dear life.
Both scouts have both White in a very tight spot right now. Gets the Uber, he has no one to heal, he's 96 HP stranded behind the point. That's so unfortunate for him. Can they reconnect? They reconnect with him. Oh my god, that was clutch play, keeping the medic alive there. White shouldn't push too much, so he's retreating now. They can easily just get him with like one good sticky. Will he go down here? If he goes down, that's gonna be... Nah, he survives, so... All the trades that are happening right now are so redundant. Skeech is a good frag. Gangpa actually getting that crucial pick on Skeech there. That was the key pick they wanted to get, I guess, to equalize the whole Uber battles, Uber situations one more time. But everything else was really messy. Yeah.
Right,
Sickless, look at Sickless is in Nas already just spamming them like that kid wants it.
He's going solo here. They might do a little bit of a suicide wave before Skeech is even back. Finn Scout is onto the point, but denied there by Forsaken.
I don't understand this. They're in perfect control of second point and they're giving it away by that. Like, they can't contest second now. Maybe Skeech is just comfortable with holding mid now. They will definitely get that mid spawn, but I don't know. Second is also very easy to defend if you're if you have the enemy second in your control.
Opportunity for the stick to snipe or something there, but he is going to play Scout. To prefer that cookie cutter. I haven't seen much off passing from Scouts.
Kalari choke and a drop down again. Finds the medic
down.
And he forces. Well played by Kalari again. Too easy for him at the moment. And Fenneks will just retreat. Oh, the soldier gets juggled in. Who is that?
Clar.
Clar.
Down to 20. Goes down.
The former teammate Forsaken takes him down there with a nice spam rocket. He types so lucky. The Nox attitude coming at Forsaken here right now. And Fenneks has charge. They can hold. If the enemy team comes into big there right now, they will just push on them. Go aggressive. Skeech is calling to go aggressive for the scouts, and they actually look at that. Who let the dogs out? You're gonna do that, Refrain, please. Let's go. They're stuck though. GDK completely annihilating any aggression here, and again, Cloud finding a frag on Shadowburn. It's a bit of a spam fight going on. Just in big door right now. Let the Russians in. The Russians have charge on the point right now, so why is no force happening? I'm very surprised, but maybe they try to force them in main. I expect like a heavy on last or something, an off class. Yep, there's the heavy by the garbage guy. He gets.
Here's the Uber. Straight on main, they're going to bring Demo Man and Soldier. Soldier plays the point, Forsaken on the point, whilst GDK is trying to put out constant damage here, but it's only a 4-on-4. But as I say, that the point gets capped.
Woo! We have a game in our hands, bro.
I think Fenneks should regret that falling back from the point journey. They could have at least sacrificed one player for the fourth there, tried their luck, but they just went back.
Yeah. And that Heavy had so much time just going back into spawn and swapping class or going back to his class. Yeah, talk us through mid, that's important now.
Right hand side push here from Lethal Weapon. GDK falls back just for the heals from his medic, trying to bait out that bomb from Kalari. Eventually comes in, but he trades with GDK. That's nice roams there from Kalari. Can Sickless take advantage of his Demo Man advantage here? He's got control of the point, he's just putting out the hurt with those stickies. And Clar and Skeed's going to try and push ahead here and clean up, but Clar's weak. Sickless is going to get the full heals. There's still a little bit of a fight going on behind it. It's Shadowburn, of course.
Yeah, but he gets picked down very late now, so if that Uber trade comes in now, they don't have it. Forsaken finds that frag when they had 99% charge. He will retreat into lobby. It's a bad Uber for him now, but they can definitely hold on to the lobby. Maybe have a forward hold. You see them putting up a forward hold. GDK controlling the main door. There's no one in Riverside right now. Scouts actually go in there, so they will try to find frags in lobby, I guess.
Yeah, for our viewers who are unfamiliar with European rules, or what exactly is going to happen in this qualifier, if this stays 3-3, I'm not even sure. I don't know if draws will be okay.
None of the team makes it into Premiership.
Will there be? Will the draws count, or will it go to a golden cap? Because it's all been played in the same map. You know, a draw would technically be okay, but I'm assuming it might be a golden cap. Somebody tell us. Primzilla, Sonny Black,
yeah,
Campo, anybody.
That can't be a tie, right? What would that matter in terms of having a playoff? So there has to be some kind of golden cap thing.
A tie could be okay.
Sonny Black is confirming golden cap to me.
Okay. Whew. Glad we sorted that one out. Only 50 seconds left on the clock here, and it looks like Lethal Weapon are more than happy to park the bus.
Double scout push here coming in from Fenneks. They can't find any frag. Very late Uber trade in the favor of the Russians here at the moment, and they find a frag with Yangpai, so they can work of that. Will Fenneks still be aggressive? We see them being in Riverside together with the Demo and the Soldier. They have a Scout and Mortar that could play the point when they try to play on that heavy. I think they will try to get that heavy off the point. The Russians ain't having it though. They aggress at the same time. And Shadowburn on top of the point. But look at Fenneks, they find frags and now they have to play the point. The Russians have to play the point to block it, and that's not going to be good for them. They can't.
10 seconds. Shadowburn running around with the pickaxe out. Can't even get any heals, and
oh, there we go.
They throw it away.
That was given away, yeah. So that was it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Lethal Weapon is out.
They're not
late in it.
They're not out. There's still, it's a round.
Oh no, they have to play against like the Frenchies.
Everybody plays each other.
Like no, I mean like we're not going to a second map here. That's what I mean. It's not best of three, better one. So they're out of that game against Fenneks.
Yeah, that is correct. We are going to go to Lethal Weapon versus Team Deserto next, but we will look at the logs first. I see them there in the server chat, so we'll get those up and see if we can see any patterns in the numbers there.
Post them to me. Come on. I'm
trying to copy and paste from in-game chat. It's always a disaster.
Yeah, but it's a good game to do that.
Sort of out, Valve. Bringing up my web browser right now. I'm sure John is already miles ahead of us. But I just pasted the logs to Skeege. Sorry, Skeege. Didn't mean to celebrate with you there. But there we have the logs. Sickless up top there, putting out 385 damage per minute. So far ahead of GDK, who was only on 288. Forsaken actually 298, putting out more damage than his demo man. But Sickless really giving a lot of space there. I suppose you can consider crits would be a factor there, so I'll not get too ahead of myself.
Yeah. You see, like I told you before, the Russians don't really seem to play as Russian on this Gully Wash map. I expected them to actually be the team being the aggressive guys with the crits all the time, but Fenneks was actually the team doing that to them more than the Russians did. They played with the Übercharge, and it didn't work out for them. You can clearly see, like, Sickless with his huge damage output equalizes. If you put up the damage charge, equalizes for every 3 players underneath him. Like, it doesn't matter if you have 3 other heavy classes or what is this? Yeah, GDK, Yangpai, and Forsaken are in the top 4 fraggers. It doesn't matter if you have that going if the enemy demoman is actually putting out that much more damage than the rest on the server. And he was the guy finding the frags when they crits into an Uber. He found the scouts behind them, he found the scouts on the flank. Sometimes he would kill the enemy medic with a nice sticky in the lobby. So he was my MVP of that match, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you sort the logs by kills and assists per death, you sort of see another story there. Even the scouts of Fenneks were playing a lot more efficiently than Yangpai and MSH, who is quite mercurial in that he either plays well or else is down at the bottom, and he's way down there, 9 for 16. But you could definitely see that the soldiers of Fenneks were just there, to put out their damage and die, take the attention, and it was always the scouts and Sickless cleaning up, and they probably deserved the win in hindsight, just looking at the logs.
In terms of keeping the medics alive, it was a really weird game, if we recall that right. Like, Killari was always able to find his force, and Forsaken was always able to find the force or Shadowburn. So the game itself, even if it's 3-on-4 on Gully Wash, was very slow in my books. I don't know if you would agree. There was a lot of stalemates going on, like not one big stalemate situation like we are maybe used to it, but there were a lot of small ones just for like 30 seconds in the choke points, and people just hesitant making decisions because, it's a big game for them.
Yeah, well, to do with the pace of the game, I think a big part of the story there was that Fenneks won 6 of the 7 midpoint fights. And like, if you look at how the logs broke down the rounds, the longer rounds were the ones that ended up being won by the Russians, but the fast rounds, like the rolls from middle, were all Fenneks, and they seem to be able to capitalize on a lot of those middles.
Yeah. I lost that, by the way. I said something wrong. When I was checking log, I was actually looking at the damage numbers. I was looking at the kills, and there in the kills, the Russians had 3 out of 5 people in the top 5 were Russians. But if you go at the damage charge, it looks no, it's actually exactly the same. It's again 3 out of 5. But Klar being there with 8,000 damage as one of the soldiers of Fenneks, just putting out a big damage number as well. I think he was playing solid again as well on this map. We will see how this works out tonight. Maybe they have a nice, they take a lot of momentum out of this game. You know who they face now? Who is it?
Yeah, our next game is supposed to be Lethal Weapon versus Team Desero. That should have started 2 minutes ago, but then I just jumped back into my Steam chats and I had a little message here left by Sheepy half an hour ago, and he was saying, we'll be looking to find a medic merc the Russians are okay with. They're not allowing the sucker, so we're looking at Div 5-6 medics who can merc. Do I know anyone? So Forsaken and co really throwing the book here at Desero, not allowing them the sucker to merc.
I would say it's a bitch move and it's cheap, but I don't know, man. I think I would do exactly the same. I would do exactly the same, man. Like, don't give me that. Don't show up to Premiership qualifiers and need a merc and shit like this. I would even not allow you on scout against me. I would go that far.
Nice. Gage is messaging me here. He's saying that he doesn't like the way the matches have finished because Desert will get 2 games in a row. They can come into the last game fresh, but Fenneks have to take a little break here, and not really anybody is going to PCW them for 30 minutes. But that's their mindset right now. I still haven't heard from Forsaken or Deserto what server we're going to be playing on. But the clock is ticking down here. Like, this is all set to a very strict schedule. So hopefully, Sheepy or Forsaken are going to pull their fingers out of their asses, get this game on the move. But already we've seen, like we were talking just really quickly before the game started, that most of the Prem thought Lethal Weapon were better than Fenneks. But here on Gullywash, a map that can be tough, causes upsets from time to time. We've seen Fenneks take the first one 4-3. What are your thoughts for the rest of the tournament?
I think I don't understand the tournament at the moment. I confused myself a lot during the last 1.5 minutes with who's actually playing who, and if Fenneks still has to play a game now, I don't even understand. Maybe you explain it one more time.
Okay, so I'll go back to the start of the qualifiers. So we had 6 teams, and they were seeded, and they had to play off against each other in best of 3s. So every team that lost a best of 3, which was the Russians, Fenneks, and Deserto, they've gone into a round robin, which is like a little mini league. Each team has to play each other once, and after that first round, when everybody's played against everybody, if either one team will be at the top, like they'll be at the top of the league, they'll have won the most, and they go straight to Prem, and the other 2 go to Division 1. Or else, if there's a tie-break, sometimes what would happen would be you would play another round of the round robin. But what we're going to do in this situation is just use the rounds, the score difference,
I see, yeah.
to separate any sort of tie breaks there. So right now, a strong start for Fenneks. They're top of the league. They've beaten perhaps the top seed according to our Premiership peers, but there's still a potential for Lethal Weapon to come out here and beat Deserto, and then for Deserto to beat Fenneks, and at that point it would come down to round difference. So all Lethal Weapon can really do here is come out against Deserto, try and score as many rounds as possible, and hope that Deserto can then beat Fenneks. But otherwise, Fenneks are in a strong position here. Unless Deserto can really surprise us, Fenneks could be going Prem.